G'day folks, here are my top 10 EPs and demos of 2024. G'day folks, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a top 10 of EPs and or demos from 2024. So, you know the drill, these is my choices. This is not necessarily the best EPs or demos, this is just stuff that I've listened to a lot, and yeah. You know that I like death metal, and now there's quite a lot of that in there, so yeah, probably not much of a surprise to you, but I don't know, the top 20 albums is a little more varied with styles, but this one, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I've also got plans for possibly now a top 15 Australian releases, so I'm going to bung some EPs and demos in that one as well. Might even expand out to 20, who knows, but and also, yeah, top 20 just albums that aren't Australian. So those will be coming soon, but yeah, I just thought I'd start on EPs, and I mean, some of these are kind of funny, like they're longer than some of the albums that are in the top 20 albums list, so, but hey, I'll go by what Metal Archive says. If it says it's an EP, that's what it is. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, my number 10 choice is Gutvoid with Breathing Obelisk. This came out on Blood Harvest Records. These guys are from Toronto in Canada. Only been around about 5 years. I got suckered in by their Durance of Lightless Horizons album, which I think came out a couple of years ago. I only discovered it last year. Repressed Records in Sydney always seem to get Blood Harvest stuff really cheap, so pulled the trigger, enjoyed that album. So yeah, had to grab this one. So yeah, this is moody kind of death doom. I don't know, they're definitely death doom, but they have a lot of sort of atmospheric, mellow sort of parts as well. Really well mixed, sort of like Blood Incantation, but they don't really sound too much like them. They also sound a bit like good old mates Demolition and Cathelis as well, so definitely up my alley. That's probably why I'm a big fan. I don't know, their stuff shouldn't work so well, but it really does. Could be deemed as like meandering, like they're really quite long songs. This is 4 songs in about half an hour or something. I mean, this is longer than several of the albums in my top 20 list. But yeah, I don't know, something really bloody great about it. Really good, clean guitar sound as well, like for their solos and so on. So obviously know what they're doing. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. They're a weird sort of style, but it works very bloody well. So yeah, links will be below to all these ones, and I've decided to put the samples at the end of the review instead of the start, so it doesn't spoil the surprise. But anyway, yeah, this is friggin' killer, Gutvoid. Alright, number 9 is Dripping Decay with Ripping Remains. This came out on Satanic Royalty Records, which I always hate reading because now I've got the bloody Midnight song stuck on my mind. At any rate, yeah, this is Portland kind of death grind thrash sort of stuff. This is Neil, has Maniac Neil from, you know, Frightmare and quite a few other Portland bands. So this is pretty much the Razorback sound kind of resurrected, which is fine by me. As you might have seen in my Razorback video, I quite like the sound. This is slightly more Repulsion than the usual sort of, I don't know, Carcass meets Megadeth sort of style of some of the other old Razorback bands. This actual EP is a bit thinner and thrashier sounding than the album itself. Sadly, I think these guys are no more, as yeah, I looked them up while prepping for this, and yeah, there was some not so good comments on their Facebook of them sort of going, yeah, Neil's stuffing us around, so we're leaving. So yeah, anyway. So it's very sad this is our last release because these guys rocked. But yeah, I really enjoy this. It's 6 songs, pretty fast, like Trick or Treat. The last song's a cover by Halloween, I think it is, like American one, not the German one. I hadn't really listened to this for a while and just picked out the Gurge vocals, like Gurge from Lord Gore and a ton of other bands. His vocals stand out pretty bloody easily, that's for sure. And yeah, I love the sort of eerie Autopsy sounding riff on the title track, just ripper. So yeah, that's death grind thrash. Sounds bloody great. Sounds very Portland, but that's not a problem for me at all. So yeah, number 9. All right, number 8 is Trollcave with Adoration of the Abyssal Trespasser. As you can see, this one hasn't arrived yet. This came out on Masako on Oho, and it's in the mail, unfortunately. Yeah, one of the other albums I ordered from them, I ordered the pink version to be a contrarian wanker, and yeah, that one got delayed for some reason, pressing problems, or I don't know. So I'm hoping that one gets here. So at any rate, I have listened to it a number of times. Yeah, this is a Spanish death doom sort of band. Not quite funeral doom. I mean, they're pretty friggin' slow in parts, but they do have a faster sort of bit. Very murky sound on this, but it really doesn't hurt the style, I gotta say. It's your classic nice tremolo sort of style with slow sort of drumming. Yeah, and the obvious disembowelment influence is pretty thick on there. There's like some of those, really mellow guitar overlaid over the top of it, over the slow sort of chords. But I'm not complaining whatsoever. There's massive big thumper riff in the first song, just a groovy, doomy ripper. It's bloody awesome. And some actually nice sort of, it's mostly growly, deep vocals, but there's some nice sort of clean kind of chanting sort of style on the second song as well. So yeah, there's only 2 songs. It's about like half an hour long. I did also get one Trollcave thing this year, which is a split with Putridarium. So at least I own this one at the time of shooting. But unfortunately, the Trollcave, this could have been on because the Putridarian song's bloody killer, but Trollcave one on this isn't quite as good as the EP. So, and I think I've just ordered the Trollcave album that I managed to miss a couple of years ago. So hopefully that one will get here at some stage as well. That's from a couple of years ago. But yeah, so murky death doom, right up my alley. Number 7 is Corpus Offal with their demo 2024. This came out on $20 spin. Still kind of weird for a demo coming out on a label, but anyway. Yeah, these guys are from Texas. They're ex-Cerebral Rot. The 2 guitarists from them, sadly, Cerebral Rot split, did 2 bloody killer albums, and then split up for some reason. So yeah, they were one of my faves of the sort of rumbly, new death metal done old school sort of style. Yeah, just thick as hell. And this demo continues with the thickness. It's, heaps of the classic Finnish sort of influence, which is always a winner with me. Yeah, the vocals, I reckon, are even more gurgly than the Cerebral Rot, which was pretty gurgly in the first place. So this is pretty demo sounding, but what are you going to do? Very much looking forward to a proper album from them. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, lots of heavy, slow bits with weird sort of guitar lines. I love the strange, shronky, I don't know what's going on sort of guitar bits that they use. That was very effective. So, just killer death metal. Number 6 is Excarnated Entity with their Descending Immortality promo 2024. This came out on Nuclear Winter Records. Yeah, this is a death doom band from Portland. This is 2 advanced tracks from their next album, but yeah, I couldn't resist. Even though it's on tape and I'll be buying the album, I thought, what the hell. So I don't know if these are exactly what the album's going to sound like if they're actually tracks from that or if they're demo tracks, but at any rate, they sound friggin' killer. The sound is superb on this, so I hazard a guess they're just 2 songs off the upcoming album. Yeah, this is really majestic death doom. Sort of, I don't know, reminds me a bit of Evoken and thus Disembowelment, of course, plus Dan's previous band and Hedonist, and even a bit of early sort of pallbearer. I mean, not vocally at all, that's for sure. Dan's vocals here are sort of deep but clear, but there's sort of ghostly sort of feel to it. I don't know, they're really good, and there's some really killer, mournful lead guitar work on this as well. I mean, this is only 2 tracks, but they're both, 7 minutes long or something or other, so you get quite a decent chunk on there of the sound. They do speed it up quite a bit. I mean, never quite to blasting sort of levels, but then there's also some tasty solos in there, but then, generally it's back to the murk, and, which I love the murk. So, yeah, as I said, bloody good sound for a promo. I'm guessing it is that, just songs off the album, but yeah, I'll be definitely getting that album, I reckon. If that album comes out next year, it'll probably be on my 2025 list, I'd say, because, their previous album, whose name completely escapes me. I'll put a picture of it up. That was in my list last year or the year before, I think, because, yeah, these guys, friggin' raw. Love really quality death doom. Number 5 is Sewer Hall with Emetic Fluid Transaction. Yeah, this came out on Extremely Rotten Productions. Yeah, Danish stuff. You'd probably recognise this from my last collection update. So yeah, I haven't had this long, but it has wormed its way very heftily into this list, that's for sure. I listened to this heap. I mean, it is only 7 minutes long, so it's not a long listen, but yeah, it gets plenty of repeats, that's for sure. So yeah, this is Danish sort of gore grind, or as they call themselves, hardcore grindcore. So yeah, just a two-piece, guitar and drums, and I think they both sing. Yeah, really distorted sound, but actually like disgustingly sludgy and heavy, but really actually kind of clear, except for the vocals. That's the only problem. The vocals could be slightly louder, but overall just horrible stuff. So right up my alley. You know, complete mortician worship in parts. And plus, I mean, they have a song called The Mortician with a where they borrow the zombie apocalypse riff. So yeah, they ain't secret about that. So yeah, it's just great combo, fast, grindy, and then just super heavy breakdowns, gurgly as hell vocals. Yeah, you can't go wrong, really. So yeah, this one, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be listening to that a lot, and I did. So yeah, number 5 probably should be higher, maybe, but there's some bloody good quality in front of it. So. Number 4 is, you guessed it, more death metal. More Finnish sounding death metal, no less. These guys are actually from Tennessee. This is Purulency with their Transcended Unveiling of Dimensions demo, which came out on Caligari Records, I think. Well, this version did. I'm pretty sure the 12-inch version came out on like Pulverized, maybe. I am getting pretty keen to get that 12-inch, I think. It's not cheap, and it's only 18 minutes long, but yeah, my tape player's still bummed. So, we'll see. But I've been listening to this a heap because, yeah, I'm a sucker for anything Finnish sounding. This really does remind me of, you know, your Abhorrence and a bit of Ripakulu, a bit of Disma, and even as I think it's the third song, even has a sort of a Demi-Leach flourish or two in the solos. Yeah, I'm not made of stone. I'm going to like this, that's for sure. So, yeah, 4 tracks, just straight death metal sort of stuff. Nice long drawn out growls. As I think I said in my review, they're better when they're slow. The fast bits are a bit samey after a while, but the slow bits just crushing. So bloody good. So yeah, just Finnish death metal done by Americans. Can't go wrong there. Number 3 is Morbidity with Malignant Necropsy. This came out on Headsplit Records. Yeah, these guys are from Chicago. Only recently formed a couple of years ago. So I think this is their first sort of EP. Honestly, I didn't really like the cover art when I first saw it, so I didn't check it out immediately, but very bloody glad I did. And the cover art's kind of cool when you look at it closely, but I don't know, it just looked a bit cartoony at first. So yeah, it's not Finnish sounding, it's Swedish sounding. Wow. It's a nice combination of Swedish and US death metal sort of styles. Fairly basic, but they just do everything really bloody well. Really good drumming on it as well. That's a big key for me. Really punchy bass drum, excellent cymbal work. So yeah, they know what they're doing. Really old school sounding, like especially the vocals as well. It's just, I don't know, this really does sound like it could be from 1992. This one I think has live stuff on it. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's on the Bandcamp version. There is live Autopsy cover that, yeah, kind of sounds a bit average, but oh well. But their own bloody songs are the killer ones. I think it's Horrific Dismemberment has, yeah, very much an Autopsy sort of feel to it. So I'm always going to love that. So yeah, nice combination of your mid-pace crunch and fast blasty sort of bits. Just all around, I would say meat and potatoes death metal, but that's usually a bit of an insult. So just excellent straight death metal. Just can't go wrong. It's Very well done. All right, number 2, more death metal. Who would have guessed? Sedimentum with something very long in French that I'll say the first word derriere. This came out on Masako on Oho. So this is Quebecian death metal. Friggin' killer, this stuff. I think their previous album rated pretty well in one of my previous top 20s, but this friggin' rules. They've slowed quite a bit here. It's a bit slower than their album, I reckon. The album was just pretty straight death metal. This is lots of rumbly bottom end and, really snarly sort of bass and just, deep as hell, cavernous sort of vocals as well. My favourite song's probably the second one, but the third one's bloody great as well. It's got this weird sort of massive timpani thumping and then this odd solo that just starts, it sounds like a harmonica at first, and I'm just like, weird, but I don't know. Every time I hear it, it's strange, but draws me in. Heaps of meandering sort of riffs that generally build up to just massive thumper sort of style riffs. Some nice little clean disembowelment-y sounding bits at the end of, I think, the second song. I can't praise this highly enough. This is another repeat listener that I'll just bung on and then, it's only 3 songs. Maybe I'll listen to it again. Why not? So, highly recommended these guys. Just killer, slowish death metal. Can't go wrong. All right, my number 1 EP or demo of the year is Organ Failure with Assisted Anatomical Butchery. This came out on Headsplit Records. Not death metal, gore grind. This is Chicago gore grind. Haven't been around too long. I only discovered these guys this year. I think it was Vomi Noir plugged them at, made reference to them at playing at MDF, and I thought, I'll check them out. And sold immediately. I grabbed this one first. It's their proper album from a couple of years ago, I think. But this is their new one, and I think this is actually a better, fuller sort of sound than the previous album. It's pretty friggin' sure this one gets repeat value pretty regularly as well. It's like 10 songs, 9 minutes long. I think the longest song's like 1:21, so you know what you're going to get. Pretty damn short, lots of regurgitate sort of feel to it, but one thing these guys really do well is sort of capture the kind of Dutch gore grind sort of sound of, bile and romper prop as well, especially on the vocal style. It's all pitch shifted, so Kurgle Central, but the vocalist really does remind me of Steven Smegma, the earlier vocalist of romper prop. Just lots of weird sort of sounds and not your normal singing, which was bloody fine by me. Plus, they even use the sample that Bloodduster used, Doctor going crazy from, I don't know, Zombie or something or other. You really can't go too wrong with this. So this one has been played a shitload, that's for sure. As you know, I love me some gore grind, and there probably could have been more in this list, but could not resist this one. Friggin' number 1 by a mile. So that was my top 10 EPs or demos from 2024. There's a couple of ones that I haven't actually heard yet, or I've only heard briefly. So I think the new Chaosian Dequisitor split sounds pretty friggin' tasty. So that one may have worked its way on this list. I have been thinking of late I might do a video early in the new year of shit that I missed from last year that I've picked up from other people's top 20 lists. So, because there's a few. Plus, I haven't heard the new Father to Befouled yet. There's I just got the new Anatomia Soul Devourment split 12-inch in the mail. So that one sounded pretty tasty on first listen. So there's probably more that could have been in this. That UDS 7-inch that I got from Extremely Rotten was pretty damn brutal as well. So lots of damn fine stuff out there. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.